And we're doing it live, boys. We're doing it live.
Doing everything live.
I got a serious question. I got to ask: is that your Murica character from the recent TPK you were talking about?
No, this was
Okay.
not the Murica character from the TPK. That character was in a Gamma World alike.
Okay. Because I have no problem with the thesis of the costume, but them striped leggings are just ow.
Well, I mean, the character was inspired off of 1930s styled comic stuff.
Okay.
You know how the 30s was.
Yeah, not always the best fashion decision.
No, no. But yeah, I had a second TPK with my Saturday group. So the GM I play with, he has a bad habit of using GM PCs, and
Right.
he was swapped out a GM PC, and then he decided, you know, a Druid Dinobot is a much better villain, and so he made him the villain's chief henchman, and he betrayed our town, sold everybody to slavery. Um, we had gotten enslaved, and instead of taking us back to his master, he just left us to die. And we went to get like the cool magical artifacts. And one of my players said, well, the players of the group said, "Hey, this big circular arena looks like a boss fight." And so it was time to fight him, and he turned into a T-Rex. Now in second edition D&D, a T-Rex has 18 hit dice. We were all third
Right.
level characters, which meant we had 3. And including the GMPC, we were 3 hit dice shy of the creature we were fighting. This was not a good fight.
So you ended
We
up like the lawyer in Jurassic Park.
no. So what happened to my character? The beat stick, which was a bear dragon barbarian, he got mauled to death in the first round of combat. There was a rat person rogue who the transformer druid thing turned into a giant sea urchin, and she got stabbed to death by sea urchin, um, which is not a good way to go. I do not recommend that. And so it was the wizard and the priest that were left over.
Okay, wait
And
a minute. Wait a minute. This is pertinent. Your player group was third level, right?
yes,
You have to be at least 7th level as a wizard to have polymorph self. That's a 4th level spell.
right. But this was an NPC bad guy
Right, but
who
what I'm saying is that in terms of balance, he didn't just bring a tac nuke. He brought a tac nuke that then transformed itself into a
a bigger
hammer
tech
of
nuke.
God. Yeah, it's not fair.
In fact, the fight started, and I said, and I quote, "Tom, are you using the T-Rex stat block?" And he said, "Yeah, I guess I am." And he then took on his third form, which was a dragon, had us in the air, and we had some magic exploding acorns. And so the dragon got a face full of magic exploding acorns along with a slug thrower.
Right.
And that's the mythology behind how the town of Dragon Falls started, where the war god had a village that got exploded because of a great battle against a dragon, and now it's a holy site for the war god. And as our characters were dying, I pulled out my phone and I played America. Fuck yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That is how it is done. So what have you lads done with your 4th of July holiday week?
Worked.
Uh, I uh, I did have a quiet 4th of July because where I live, I'm not allowed to set off fireworks because
Oh,
dry
imagine my
grasses and
shock.
so on. Uh,
Well, I mean, it's a trailer park.
yeah, yeah. But I also yet again defeated death. So Solid.
Another year of not being dead.
Well, specifically, earlier in the week, I had a bit of a tumble, as Joe is wont to do. Fucked up my arm pretty good. Because we are 5 minutes in, so I can now use the F-bomb as though it magically isn't offensive anymore.
Well,
Um,
here's the thing. We can do that because we're not monetized.
That too. But I also apparently belly flopped hard enough that I think I bruised a rib,
Ooh.
which I had not done before. And I soldiered on, and for like 2 days it didn't hurt, but I knew that there was pains a coming. Because when you fuck yourself up but good, you feel it days later.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I used that time to acquire pain meds because I in fact had no meds and only had like one Band-Aid. I needed more medical stuff for medicalizing myself. And it was just in time too, because the pain caught up with me, and dear God, while it did not hurt to breathe, which would have been a primary indication of an actual broken rib, and like, oh God, Joe, maybe you need to see a hospital. There were times it's like it hurts to walk, it hurts to lay down, it hurts to roll over, but I am now doing all right, and that is very appreciable. It is always
Mhm.
it always feels like a great accomplishment when it's just like I don't feel like shit.
So I'm gonna hit this button that Ayrton has here for me.
So I discovered, and I need to find more of this lady.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ayrton has discovered women.
So no, it's a German chick that makes videos with this owl, and this owl just like will yell at her and talk to her and shit, and it is the funniest thing in the world. So
Vergiss das und lass meine Schuhe hinfliegen. Ja, lass das. Ich möchte das nicht.
I mean, the owl's not
möchte das
yelling.
nicht.
He's just speaking
Oh, just
owl
wait.
German.
just wait.
Ja, Sie haben meine volle Aufmerksamkeit.
You hear how he gets mad at her?
Yeah.
Meine volle Aufmerksamkeit. Was ist denn los?
Ich musste halt mal ein bisschen telefonieren. Entschuldigung, bis mir so eingefallen sind. Ehrlich, ganz schlimm. Ganz, ganz schlimm.
He gets like progressively
Ja,
more
weil ich hier
angry.
sitze und mich nicht mit dir
I mean,
befasse.
it's a German owl, so why
It
wouldn't
is.
it?
That's true. And then there's another one. Stop. Okay, let me go. Click this, and then this one, the owl. What? Where'd it go? The fuck?
It's it gone. Hey, Church, how was your 4th of July?
Loud.
I
As-
imagine
as
so.
one would expect. Children's.
So, is South Carolina one of those states where fireworks regulations are more vague promises than actual regulations?
How would he know?
I
He lives in
actually-
Arkansas.
I actually have an article about that.
Or because I mean, Arkansas is also renowned for southern fireworks standards. There's the southern states that regulate their fireworks, and then there are places like Alabama, where there are no regulations in fireworks, like God intended it. So I don't know if you boys heard. Oh, here's the article.
Somerville man dies after placing lit firework on his head during 4th of July neighborhood party.
I saw this.
This was a poor decision he made.
The Somerville man was killed in an accident involving a firework during the 4th of July holiday. Deputies at the Dorchester County Sheriff's Office and emergency crews responded to Cottonwood Drive in Crestwood subdivision around 10:23 p.m. and found the man lying in the roadway suffering from major head injuries. Witnesses attributed the injuries to the fireworks act, the sheriff office said in the news release.
I mean,
The
that
coroner
seems
said the victim, 41-year-old Alan Ray McGrew, ignited the large firework device and set it on his head. The device exploded, causing massive head injuries. He was pronounced dead on the scene. The incident happened during a neighborhood block party, according to a report from the sheriff's office. The victim's wife told deputies she believed he placed the fireworks on his head to show off. Family members tried to get him to stop, but the firework went off and McGrew collapsed.
Well,
The
here's my
officers are
question.
still investigating.
Here's my question. Was the expression "hold my beer" uttered before the fireworks were put on his head?
No, the beer was finished, and another one opened while placing firework on his head.
That makes sense. So I don't know if you boys heard. The heat is on again. They had another Beverly Hills Cop movie, and it was on Netflix.
No, I didn't hear about this.
Did you hear about this, Church?
No.
How about you, Rune?
I mean, I heard they were making it, but I also didn't care because it was going to be garbage.
You know, Ayrton, I just noticed your profile image there, and for some reason, it makes me remember that when I was a teenager, I actually had sexual relations with the girl in Hanson.
Which one?
So Rune,
Yeah.
I have bad news for you.
Okay.
It was not bad. It was passable with moments of being good.
I posit that passable is the new trash. Passable
no.
Passable is how they trick you into accepting less.
No, because
Well,
The
just old
acting-
man logic. I mean, tell more people to get off your lawn.
no, the
Get
acting
the
was
fuck off
all
my lawn, church.
the acting was all good in the movie. The script was passable. The action scenes were good. Everything felt like a Beverly Hills Cop movie. So it's a real basic premise. Eddie Murphy plays Axel Foley, who is too old for this job, but he doesn't have anything else to do but be a cop, until his daughter gets in trouble with the Mexican drug cartels. And so he has to go back to Beverly Hills to help his daughter out. And also Judge Reinhold gets into some trouble, so he's got to help his friend out.
Time to go into bed.
And his other friend, Taggart, is back, unlike the last movie. And he's now the chief of the Beverly Hills Police, because he got married to his wife and then he had to go back to work because he couldn't spend any more time at home. Joseph Gordon-Levitt does an excellent young man second banana character in these old action movie characters coming back out for one more retirement tour. Eddie Murphy's actual daughter, from what I've heard, is playing his daughter in the movie. Either that or the actor who tases him in the movie is married to his daughter. So it was something Eddie commented on having, a weird sort of trippy vibe about. But the real gem of this was Kevin Bacon as the bad guy. Kevin Bacon
I
gave
thought
it.
he died.
God no.
Who am I thinking of?
Kevin Bacon had all of his money stolen in an identity theft scheme.
Then what food-related actor died that I'm thinking of?
I got nothing on that.
Oh.
So Kevin Bacon gave a nuanced performance based off of Eddie Murphy's riffing and bullshitting and improving, which was just really great. And all the actors looked like they were having a good time. It was a good movie. It is something that you'd watch once, maybe twice, and then it's like, I've had enough. This was good. This was a good time. Unfortunately, the next thing I watched, I cannot give that same recommendation for. It's The Acolyte, where they decided to get weird.
Oh, with like
Oh,
headbutting the lightsaber and shit. Everyone.
I want to point out, you're saying that they decided to get more weird than the power of many.
Yes. So OSHA, was kidnapped. Ironically,
Wait a minute.
for-
I'm sorry. This is a factoid that I did not know. The main character's name is OSHA,
I wish
Yes.
we could. I wish we could kidnap OSHA.
like the work standards people. OSHA.
yes, the same, the exact same.
You know, my boss calls me an ocean nightmare.
I mean, I can
Is it-
understand that.
As if that's
I
shocking
have-
to anybody.
I have met you, Ayrton. I can
Well-
understand that.
Well, see, Ayrton, now that the main character of the Acolyte is called OSHA, you can name that your penis is OSHA Nightmare.
Ah.
So-
So, at the end of the last movie,
I'm gonna go make my
the-
penis a Twitter account. Hold on, I'll be right back.
so at the end of the last episode, OSHA and her sister switched. So it's the Parent Trap, but evil twin, switches with good twin for no real reason. And we
Did
have
they
two
borrow
parallel.
Lindsay Lohan's drugs before making this episode?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh,
Because if they had borrowed Lindsay Lohan's drugs, this episode would have been pleasant.
they'd probably be dead from an overdose.
So we have Smilo Ren has OSHA, and he's tried to convince OSHA, hey, maybe you should join the dark side.
Wait, is this character's name actually Smilo Ren?
No,
Okay,
But,
that's just what everyone's calling him.
that's what everyone's calling it.
well,
The official name from the show is Gayer. It's
Gayer?
the Stranger.
He's gayer?
No, well, I mean, yes, he's gay bait, but the name for the character is the Stranger.
You know, that's what they call it when you sit on your hand until it falls asleep and then furiously masturbate. I've
So-
heard.
So OSHA threatens Smilo Ren when he's naked and bathing in the waters on planet not Octu, even though it's the outside of planet Octu, which is the planet where Hobo Luke Skywalker wanted to die. And he's like, hey, baby, if you don't want to get in here with me and you don't want to kill me, I'm just going to get out and put my clothes on. And they linger on that situation a whole bunch. And he says, oh, yeah, I used to be a Jedi, which has an immediate problem because they're about the same age, which means, they should know each other. But it's okay because the Jedi have mind control powers. So this is all about the Jedi have mind wiped them for some reason.
What? Since when do Jedi have mind control powers?
They do. That's what the Jedi mind trick was.
yeah.
These are not the
episode
droids.
3, man.
I
This
thought
is-
that was like a fancy hypnosis
No.
thing that they because
Yeah, that's mind control.
Well, because Obi-Wan says it only works on weak-minded people, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like it's not like Professor X where they can implant memory,
Look,
false
look,
memories
You're
and stuff.
talking about two different things because they've always had mind control powers, but it is the nature of fiction over time to escalate the potency of abilities. Remember, Wolverine's healing factor used to be reasonable.
Versus, hey, I'm coming back from the adamantium skeleton.
Oddly enough, in the Ultimate series, they actually, I think, do the best job showing his healing factor, where it takes him like a day to heal from being shot up by 12 machine guns.
Right. Back in the day.
But so on our parallel story, May, OSHA's sister, is skulking about the ship, and the Jedi doesn't know that it's May, even though he didn't call her by the name OSHA at the end of the last episode, so it was a weird tease. But luckily, the Space Otter knows it's the villain right away. And they have a comedy fight with the Space Otter and OSHA's droid. And then eventually, May gets stunned by Squid Game Jedi. But meanwhile, the showrunner's wife's character shows up. She has a Force whip. And Smilo Ren had been whipped by his Jedi Master. And he's got a little soy boy who really needs one of those man buns as her current Jedi Padawan. And it's like, oh, all these Jedi are dead. Saul must have killed them. But what? Why would you say that? You know, there was a bad transmission and like everybody died. Now,
We don't need proof, Larry. Thoughts and feelings.
now this is episode 6 of an 8-episode season. We've had it teased that there's going to be a big mystery reveal, and so far, nothing has been set up for the mystery reveal.
Is the naked dude in the pool going to be like their triplet brother or something gay like that?
That would actually be pretty good, but no, he wants to master the power of 2, which is the
What?
Force dyad. And
they're still doing that.
yeah. And he was made directly to appeal to horny Raylos. You know, the people who literally tried to kill Adam Driver's wife so that he could be with Daisy Ridley.
That was a thing that happened.
Yeah.
Huh.
Adam Driver was at several plays performing as an actor, and these people tried to, you know, attack his wife in the audience.
Man, we live in fucking clown world.
And Disney has marketed to these people. They were a central pillar of the marketing for The Rise of Skywalker. It is awful. I do not recommend it. I do not recommend it a lot.
You know, it's extra funny because everyone was talking some time ago about how Red Letter Media put out a video about the Acolyte and proceeded to try and lampoon themselves and miss the landing, talking about the grift machine,
Which
right?
they were a part of.
Which they were a part of, hence why it did not land. And yet, the thing is that I sat through that first 10 minutes. I have not yet finished the video because it's mostly boring. They were mostly uninteresting. The Acolyte is boring. The subject is boring. They weren't being very interesting. I like when they talk about more obscure movies that they like, you know, like a bunch of weirdos. But no, the thing that I noticed was none of their commentary after that first 5 minutes is anything of a surprise. They're like, this is insufferable because it's a political battleground. Why? Because the people making it are a bunch of leftist extremists.
I'll be right
Oh,
back. This
shit.
may or may not kill my PC.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What?
That was an interjection.
I'm still here. I'm doing something in the background that may or may not
Oh.
make the
Oh.
machine reboot.
Oh.
I thought the subject matter was so bad, Church was about to kill his PC.
No, but interestingly enough, I've had this laptop for, I just found out, like 4 or 5 years now. And it was expensive when I bought it, and a replacement will be expensive. But I was, you know, because of COVID, was living under the assumption that I had only had this laptop for like 2 years. So the battery life had been kind of going out in it. Like, just, you know how when you've had a laptop for so long and you've left it plugged in for like 3 straight years, it just stops charging the battery, and you unplug it and you have like 2 minutes of battery life.
I have had that problem happen to me before.
Well, the cord that I was using also somehow got a short in it from, you know, extended wear and tear. And you know, these things happen. So I was like, okay, well, you know, $80 is much cheaper than buying another $1,500 laptop. So I ordered a new cord and a new battery. I'm not the most technically advanced guy in the world, but, you know, I can put a battery in a laptop. I've changed the RAM out in the thing. I put a new video driver card in it. And I open this thing up. I put the battery in there. Battery won't charge. I go through my trial and error. I'm like, okay. So first things first, and make sure it's not just new cord that's just not feeding enough juice into it. So I wiggled the old cord enough to where it would work, and it wouldn't charge the battery. And it's like, okay. Then I put the old battery back in it, and that fucking thing wouldn't charge. I was like, what the fuck has happened? And then I remembered you're not fucking with a PC here that's meant to have interchangeable parts. So I had to flash the firmware BIOS, and now everything's working fine. So I didn't kill my laptop.
Hooray!
And then
Also-
hooray.
Also, my computer did not die with what I was doing, so now I can
Also
play 7
hooray.
days while you guys talk about things I don't care about.
Well, I of course got another issue of the Conan comic. Cole was being possessed by Thulsa Doom, and for some reason he wasn't able to see Conan in the time stream. But then he was able to. And the comic also did a little bit of expanded lore on Thulsa Doom's backstory.
At what point do we realize that Cole and Vandal Savage are the same person?
Well, no, because Vandal Savage is a DC Comics property, and this company doesn't have access to DC Comics properties.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I don't agree with it.
Well, then you need to have DC.
Got him! Got him!
Well, then I mean, you just need to tell DC Comics to make Vandal Savage a public domain character.
Or DC could buy Conan.
No, the Howard Estate has plans for Conan, and they don't want more Warner Brothers messing those plans up.
That's fair. Anyway, continue.
And I also got a game, a Vidya game called Slay the Princess.
Yeah.
It's actually like a year-old game, but I saw it on my Steam because it was on sale. I was like, that's interesting. And several people I follow on Twitter said, hey, this game's kind of cool. I played the demo, and the demo was so good. I'm like going, okay, I'm going to pay money for this game. So the game starts, you're in the woods, and you're being told by the narrator.
Hold on. I've got this.
Mhm.
I've got this.
Yep, there it is.
You're on a path in the woods,
Yes.
and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Yep.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Yep.
You're here to slay her.
Wait, what?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Now hold on a second.
The
Don't
volume
listen to
is all
him.
the way up.
What did I ever do to you?
She
It
will
is kind of loud.
do everything in her power
Is
to
it
stop
loud?
you.
Well, yeah. I don't want to
I'm getting
die.
no audio off
She'll
of this.
charm and she'll lie and she'll promise you the world. And if she has the chance, she will kill you 12 times over.
Is he even listening to me?
Don't forget, the fate of the world rests on your shoulders.
You're not actually going to try and slay me or anything, right? Because I wouldn't if I were you. If you try, I'll kill you as many times as it
Oh, this is
takes.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Am I the only one jerking off right now?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, the reason I was late in the stream was late and gay was because I was playing that game. And I got sucked in and I was like going, oh crap, it's after 10.
That does actually look mildly interesting.
Yes.
So what's the gameplay like? I mean, it gave us an
it's-
interesting pull in the story, but it didn't give us any kind of like.
It's a
Sense of
choose
what the
your own
gameplay is.
adventure style game.
Yeah, it's a visual novel style game, and it's horror with cosmic horror, Lovecraftian horror, traditional fantasy romance, etc.
So you can
In it.
fuck the Cthulhu monster.
You're deprived of that, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's a pathway for me to do that I haven't found yet.
So for everyone watching, Larry has indeed attempted.
Well, that wasn't on the options that I could select. But you know, you want to romance when there's the romance option, and you free your princess in the romance option, and then dimensional portal opens up and hands and tentacles pull her into it.
I watched this played because Markiplier recently played it, and I was like, okay. But I did not feel a draw to then go get it and to follow it up. It very much struck me as this is a thing that somebody would only enjoy the once, and I have enjoyed it by proxy.
I mean, to actually beat the game, you have to complete the game.
Right, but there can only be so many paths to completion that exist.
I think it has 12 or 18 thingamajigs you get for like awards. What do you call that on Steam?
Achievements.
Achievements. There's only like 12 or 18 achievements. But there are multiple paths that get you the same achievement. So it's a good game. I recommend people play it and enjoy it. But the other bit of discourse I got on Twitter, what was really interesting, is a lot of people have been talking about The Boys.
So
and
I've actually been watching season 4 because we're all just kind of watching it at work. And
I'm so sorry for you.
And yeah, it's honestly it's kind of boring, and they've at the end of the last season they kind of fucked up the big reveal in the comic books, so there's no way to actually do the actual ending of the comic.
Well, hold up. The showrunner said he hated the ending from the comics.
The ending was the best part though.
I mean, that's a pretty that's a pretty low bar.
You are correct, though. The best part of The Boys is that it ends.
It's a very low bar. So they decided that Tech Knight, the Batman analog character from The Boys, instead of sending his Robin away so he doesn't, have sex with him as a degenerate, he not only has sex with him, he just goes on and rapes a whole bunch of people before he gets killed. Because, Batman's cave is like a sex dungeon.
Well, that was one of the things that I actually appreciated about Ennis's writing of The Boys, is that when he wrote Tech Knight, he could have gone full out, overworld degenerate. And instead of doing that, he said, I'm not going to do that. What instead I'm going to do is have this guy have such a high moral caliber that he does everything in his power not to be, just a fucking blatant rapist.
Right, but therein lies the difference between the theoretical book, and I still don't like The Boys.
No, the book isn't theoretical. I read it. It's there.
No. What I mean is the thesis the book theoretically wants to postulate that it even itself doesn't believe. Okay, and then the show, the book wants to suggest that people given the opportunity to be superheroes would be pieces of shit. But that some people at least might actually give a fuck.
Well, here's the
show
thing.
Doesn't actually believe anyone gives a fuck because everyone's a piece of shit.
Well, no. You see, the show is all about how, the corporations, man, and they create fascism with the state. Now, the superheroes are like the vanguard of fascism.
It's very communist propaganda.
Right.
Because it's made by a degenerate Irishman.
Yeah. But my biggest problem with the show, and the thing I liked about the comics, was how even though Butcher was a sociopathic like madman, it was subtle for the most part. Let me finish. Compared to how they portray him in the show, like in the comic, like he smooth talks people. And like he's kind of like friends with everybody that they deal with. In the show,
except Monkey.
Well, except Monkey. But in the show, he's just an insane murderer. Like there's no like kind of subtlety to his psychopathic killer tendencies. And see, I thought the way they did it in the comics, and it's been a long time since I've read it, but like I thought it was interesting the way they did like kind of that slow build to him finally breaking and then just killing everybody versus just out the gate in the show he just kills everybody.
So you see, it's like this, right? The whole premise is that America is actually evil, but America doesn't realize it's evil, and that's why you have Black Noir. So the guy who's making the show is too stupid to understand, Garth Ennis. And the guy who's making the show is Seth Rogen. I rest my case.
Oh God, Seth Rogen is responsible for this?
Seth Rogen is the executive producer.
That motherfucker should not be allowed superheroes within a fucking mile. And whoever
Wait,
let
wait,
him
wait.
make the show should be shot in the dick.
I thought
Wait.
I thought the showrunner was the guy who did Supernatural and stuff.
Yes. Seth Rogen got the guy from Supernatural to ruin this.
Eric Kripke.
No, it doesn't matter. Rogen's taint poisons everything he touches. Because that man fucked up Green Hornet.
I had no idea Rogen was connected to this. That makes so much more sense now why the humor is not good.
Since we're talking about what did we do this weekend, my friend Ty thought that I would be super down to watch This Is the End. She thought it would be funny. Okay? And I was like, well, it is old Rogen before he lost his mind. Maybe it'll be halfway decent. No. After 40 minutes, I was out. It was bad. It was bad all over the place. Rogen has never made a good movie. The only reason that The Interview was halfway decent is a combination of the political drama, and quite frankly, James Franco is funny.
Also, don't forget there's two layers of political drama. That North Korea hacked Sony, and that hack of Sony led to the collapse of the regime running Sony, which in turn led to Spider-Man going back to Marvel for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Kind of, but yes.
Well, no. That hack was why she had to fall on her sword with the board of directors.
But Spidey is still trapped in Sony hell.
Until Sony sells off Columbia Pictures.
Right.
Which is why Sony's never going to sell off Columbia Pictures, because Spider-Man's worth at least $5 billion.
Yeah.
But back to Seth Rogen though. I feel like he's only successful and quote unquote funny to stoners.
Mm-hmm.
Like that has to be the only way that, because I can't even think of anything that I've seen him in.
Literally
that,
no
like,
one
is-
like Seth Rogen.
That is memorable.
I mean, what about that tweet where he said, having your car broken into is just part of living in a big city? I've had like 12 or 13 cars broken into, bro. It's not a big deal.
Listen,
Sometimes you find a knife.
Listen, Joe. The globalists don't want you to know this, but the ducks at the park are free. You can just take them. I have 417 ducks at home right now.
Jamie, pull up that video.
But my premise is the problem with The Boys, the show, is Boys the comic was degenerate. And Boys the show feels that Boys the comic is too subtle for television audiences.
Yeah. I mean, it's also just not written well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like we were discussing in the group chat earlier.
The rape
Like,
scene.
Yeah. Like,
In
the show, like most of that stuff just comes across as trying to be like shock humor is how I take it. Like,
Right,
it,
and
it doesn't serve the there's other ways that more clever and more subtle ways you could show that these quote unquote heroes are bad guys than just
But Ayrton,
having
for it to be
them rape
shock
people.
for it to be shock humor, it has to be funny.
I said attempt at shock humor.
For it to be an attempt, there has to be a theoretical world that exists where it would be funny. Like
I-
we were talking about rape, and by the way, it would be terrible if we were a monetized YouTube channel right now talking about rape in comic books.
Wait,
Um,
what's your problem? What's your problem with crops, sir? What's wrong with
Rape.
seeds?
Uh,
Yeah, rapeseed. It's totally a thing. It exists. What's your problem with rape?
Makes a great
uh,
oil.
It does. It does. But like I was talking in the group chat about how the rape scene in Watchmen was shocking. And why was it shocking? It's because we were led to believe that these were good, upstanding 1930s people. And someone got raped. And chose to own her rape and be a body lewd person with it, which was a choice.
That was a choice.
And that sort of, was not treated as something to laugh at or to be funny. The comic was pretty clear this was a fucked up thing. Versus, rich and powerful people, they just rape all the time. They're full on Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, you should feel bad for what you just said.
I
Well,
am almost tempted to say we need that on a shirt.
Well, no.
No, we don't.
Hold up. Abraham Lincoln is actually an old school 4chan meme.
4chan should feel bad for that.
I mean, it's 4chan. They have a lot to answer for.
Well, now
Well,
I
I mean,
need to
they
look, I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Of course you are. Of course, that is what you're spending your time doing.
I mean, I'm not Ayrton's FBI agent looking at his internet search history.
Bro, if you saw half the stuff that I look up just on when I'm at work on work computers, I cannot find this meme.
Give me a second.
Let's see.
God,
Did you ever make it to Texas? Is that where you are now?
He is somebody else.
R-
It
right-
came up for me as my first search term on 9gag.
I just googled it and went
Well,
to
no,
images.
the 9gag was the first thing that came up for me on Google.
Huh? No, not on mine.
Now, if I look at Google image search, I just see regular old Lincoln.
Yeah, even on the regular search, I got a Reddit link, an Amazon link. What? I don't know. My Google's on drugs.
But I have put the link in the side doobly doo over there, so you could click on that 9gag link and you can see that classic meme.
I'm good, bro.
Well, I mean, Ayrton wanted to see it.
I did want to see it. It's about what I thought it would be, but also much worse. At the
It's a
same time.
classic.
I don't know how. But
It was from a time when the internet was still funny.
anyways,
But yeah, so I was, as this back and forth was going on Twitter, I contended that Garth Ennis was never good. He was good at the Hitman. What? Why? Because Hitman just shot people. It's not hard to screw up a character that just shoots people. He did some good work at the Punisher because again, Punisher just shooting people, bad people who need to shoot.
Well, there's that, but I think it is also more succinctly, because I've seen this with a couple of creators. They are good when someone else is calling the shots to rein in their worst impulses.
Mhm.
Because Preacher, very interesting book, I generally don't like it.
I would say
But it's Garth Ennis
I
being able to
enjoyed
do whatever the
Preacher.
fuck he wants.
the first or second arc on Preacher were good, but then it just started getting.
It spiraled because he could do anything he wanted as long as it made money. So they didn't restrain him at all.
Yeah. But speaking of,
It was successful for the same reason Cross was successful. It was shock value.
Right.
But speaking of degenerate Irish comic book writers, what does everybody think about the allegations against Neil Gaiman?
I mean,
What? Give me a rundown on that.
Well, Neil Gaiman allegedly had other than consensual sex with an 18-year-old babysitter.
mhm.
And
how-
We don't
uh,
know that, but carry on.
well, no, the babysitter and the housekeeper have made this accusation.
Right, but I have also heard that other accusations have come up, and those accusations were countered by the supposed victim saying, "No, everything was consensual. What the fuck are you on about?"
Their lawyers are not currently agreeing with that right now.
Right.
It's time for the long knives to come up for Neil Gaiman, and he allegedly did a drunken pickup at DrunkCon at a Comic Con, picking up some young 18, 19, and 20-year-old editorial assistants at comic book companies.
Mm.
But remember, Neil said we need to believe all women.
Well, the obvious intimation is all women except the ones that accuse me, right?
Mm-hmm. But what do you think about the allegations that Neil is a sex pest and was covered up because he was friends with the right people and he got the right people jobs?
We'll see where it goes. If he pays out, he did it. If he fights it, I mean, that's pretty much where I am with it.
Well, I mean, he's not get jobs anymore. The comic companies could just not hire him, and the book publishing
have
companies.
they been hiring? I mean, after
Yes.
Sandman, wasn't he pretty much done?
No, Neil's been getting consistent work. He's been getting book works. He's been getting lots of TV works.
He's been ruining comics for decades.
Yeah. Neil is still out there ruining comics.
Yeah, I'd have to look more into it than just like a quick overview. I think to have like a strong opinion either way.
Yeah, I could care less. Like I said, if he settles, then he did it. If he fights, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
But you know who
loses?
But you know who hasn't gotten accused of raping any women? Treebeard.
I mean, that's because they run away from him when they see him. Gothic Santa Claus can't get close to a woman.
Why you got to put that evil on me? I don't want to conceive of the idea that Treebeard is my fellow dark appreciator.
I mean,
Well,
it's Frank Miller.
He's also a 4,000-year-old wizard, so I mean,
I'm gonna press X to doubt on that. There is an interesting cross section of pop culture and YouTube personalities. If you could pull this up here for the people.
Ayrton, you got this one?
yeah, I got it.
And this is a thing that actually happened.
Oh, yes, I saw people talking about this. Come.
All right, let me get the thing here.
Oh, have I just been playing it while it hasn't been on screen?
Yeah, why don't you scroll that back to the beginning?
Oh, yeah, Ethan Ralph was mad about this.
He was. I also got that tweet pulled up.
Okay, I'll get it ready.
And if you could zoom in on the Rage Pig's words.
Is it not?
A disgrace to the national pastime. Imagine coming home from World War II to enjoy a ball game only to be told this is what it would turn into. Because World War II is still ongoing, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I mean, that is what the proud American patriot who lives in Mexico versus the country that his daddy got for him because he doesn't want to pay his legal restitution to his children. I definitely feel like he has a very strong statement on American nationalism. But what do we think about, VTubers being there singing for the stretch, the old ball game?
I'd rather VTubers than fucking YouTubers at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't they the same thing though?
See,
No.
I have a very simple opinion of this. This is the fattest nothing burger on earth, and no one would give a shit if the Holler and Hog just kept his mouth shut.
No one
Well, I
gave
mean,
a
a
shit
lot-
anyway, Rune.
Well, I mean,
Oh, I know no one gives a
actually,
shit.
well,
No
hold
one
up,
should
hold
give
up,
a shit about this.
hold up. That VTuber regularly pulls in million-plus views on their channel.
Sure, but
okay,
but here's
cool.
the thing. The actual question is, who gives a fuck who sings the national anthem? More
That's
importantly,
not even the
Well-
national anthem. That take me out of the ball game.
I
Rune.
know,
Calm
but more
down.
importantly, who gives a shit what digital projection
Hold on.
projects
Hold on.
what?
I need to verify that you do know the difference between. taking
I
me
am
out
aware of
ball
the
game
difference. I'm
and our
just saying, who
national
gives a fuck?
anthem.
I have a strong counter argument. Does this mean that VTubers have gotten big or that baseball has gotten tiny?
Yes.
Neither.
I think it's
Neither.
the
It
latter.
means nothing.
Baseball has gotten tinier than it used to be, but that's mainly that's not has anything to do with VTubers. That has to do with the fact that Americans don't play baseball anymore, which is a completely different discussion.
Yeah, it's all
'Cause-
No,
Mexicans.
it's all it's people from the Dominican Republic and Asians, but yeah.
Okay, so
and
so
Venezuela,
Island
and
Mexico,
Cuba,
whatever.
and Haitians, and
Look, I was
And,
simplifying it, Larry, but they're all Dominican.
Island
and
It's like, they're all Sammy Sosas, for God's sake.
and we got Filipinos now starting to make our way into baseball.
I don't know. I think it's kind of funny that VTubers singing the national anthem.
And
It's-
apparently everybody
Damn it,
thought that
you
was
Here's the
Take
thing.
me out to the
eh,
fucking ball game.
Here's the thing. The actual answer is you look at it, you go, "Oh, that's cute. That's interesting," and then you move
A bu-
on. You get
yeah,
on with
a
your
bunch-
life.
a bunch
Why
of people.
did this necessitate an extensive conversation? How is this worthy of the escalation that the national pastime is under attack? Nobody should give a fuck, and if you do, your priorities are fucking
you know
broken.
why it's in that realm. It's because these people have nothing better to talk about.
No, the Holler and Hog clearly has better things to talk about. He's talking about his kids and his legal trouble and
Or-
getting drunk and getting his ass beat in some foreign country. That's what we want to hear about. We don't
Or
want to hear his opinions.
or Rune, the spirit of Magichan is so eating into his brain from the curse that it's just making him go insane and complain about VTubers singing at a baseball game.
Well, you know what?
I mean, that's possible.
I think we need to continue to focus on making Rune angry.
Oh, you have something to make him angry. All right.
Let me know when you have that pulled up.
Interesting.
Oh,
Well, I mean, it's not interesting.
right.
Oh, this.
D&D lead rules designer admits he changed some spells because of how painful and excruciating to cast they were in Baldur's Gate 3.
It's still porting in. The screen swap is being retarded. There we go.
I thought we were going to redesign Produce Flame. Dungeons & Dragons is getting a 2024 rules revamp, which is terrible, and will be less successful than 4th edition somehow. And while I've had a good old moan today about the baffling pre-order bonus nonsense, I'm overall curious to see what kind of game we'll be getting out of the whole kerfluffle. A bad game. That's what we're going to be getting. It's a bad one. touted as backwards compatible reimagining of the game's rule set, but not a new edition, which doesn't mean anything. Because I mean, realistically,
Which,
all of the Dungeons and Dragons games are pretty much backwards compatible.
can we actually talk for a minute about the title? Because the title came out.
What is the title now?
Dungeons and Dragons 2024.
That's
And everyone's response has been, "Oh, so you mean this is owned by former Microsoft execs who think this is Windows now? So this is D&D 24. It's the
So-
XP of D&D."
Are we gonna get
No.
Are we gonna get D&D Vista at some point?
Or,
That was fourth edition. That was
Yeah.
fourth edition. Anyway,
Yeah,
touted
but
as
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Unlike Vista, you can play D&D 4. That's actually a playable game. It's just a shit game.
the 2024 rules seek to retool a ton of the
by
game's
the way-
spells.
By the way, remember, because since we just lost the screen, Eric just dropped. But remember, this is Crawford's comments. Crawford, the same guy who says that white men can't leave D&D fast enough. Never forget, Crawford and Kyle Brink want you out of the hobby if you do not have the right skin color or the correct sexual organs.
But also, they're not leaving. To retool
why
some of
would
the
they
game's
leave?
Jews
spells.
aren't white, Larry.
Well, no, Crawford's not Jewish, nor is the other guy.
You keep talking like that, you won't be either.
For the better, as promised by a lead rules designer, Jeremy Crawford, an interview posted to Dungeons and Dragons YouTube channel. Overall, Crawford's statements feel accurate, though in the sense that a lot of these issues have been issues for 10 years and relatively unaddressed in the rules errata, such as altering Blade Ward and Resistance so that they might actually see use in play. They do. There's just lots of spells, so you use spell versatility, and you just have different spells. Some of these changes, however, have been inspired by Crawford's personal frustrations while playing Baldur's Gate 3, Larian's giga-popular RPG that uses 5th edition D&D as its rule set. He highlights Cloud of Daggers and Produce Flames as two bugbears that bother him. I do like the use of bugbears, considering that bugbears are a D&D monster. That was almost clever, PC Gamer. Kudos for almost being clever. For context, Cloud of Daggers is a second level spell that fills a 5-foot
You know who
space.
uses the word clever? Cunts.
Yeah.
Are you saying Tyler Durden's a cunt?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
he was,
fair.
He was
Tyler
the super
Durden
ego
is
of Jack's personality. So yeah, he was
Tyler
right.
Durden is a madman schizophrenia. That doesn't make him a likable person.
Fair enough. For context, Cloud of Daggers is a second level spell that fills a 5-foot space, which on your average battle map grid is 1 square. This doesn't make it particularly useful. No shit.
Except
most
it does if you're not a fucking retard.
Since most creatures could use around 1/6 of their bountiful movement to simply leave the space. Granted, your fighter could just keep them grappled or something, but that's a lot to ask for a mighty 4d4 damage every turn. Of Cloud of Daggers, Crawford reveals this spell now lets you move it. I mean, then why don't I just play a Divine Soul Sorcerer and then, get a magical blade of Holy Might that just I can not only move around, I can start attacking with immediately and moving it around. After casting Eyes of Player, when I have cast Cloud of Daggers, there's often my main frustration with it is I cast it, and the monsters move over there. Even when I cast Cloud of Daggers and Baldur's Gate 3 Eyes of Player, I'm like, I want to be able to move it. I actually found the spell far more useful in Baldur's Gate 3 because I could plunk it in a doorway and watch my enemies, usually struggling.
You mean what it's for, asshole? You mean you found out it was useful when you use it as intended in the video game because you didn't use it as intended in the tabletop? You fucking cuck!
We also made it so some spells that were painful to cast in terms of their action
You brought me back in on the last letter.
are far less painful, Crawford said, saying Produce Flame is a prime example. The cantrip was really painful to set up. For context, once more with feeling, Produce Flame is a cantrip that requires you to spend a whole action setting up before you can have the honor of dealing 1d8 fire damage with it. I mean, if you're going to do that, why not just use Firebolt as a cantrip? The bonus being it also produces light. Or if you're sensible, you could just have the light cantrip and the Firebolt cantrip in your party. The latter of which does more damage. It doesn't require
if you set something on fire with the fireball, technically you could argue the DM should light up the room.
Actually, they don't want you to do that in 5th edition.
That's stupid. Fire makes light. It's kind of been the thing since the dawn of time.
This is a broader problem because we're talking about the design philosophy of the idiots making D&D 5 who do in fact have difficulty changing the battery on a fire smoke alarm because they believe that game exists on a two-dimensional plane, that it is a grid, and that things only conform to the space that they are officially designated in the rules. So if I set off a fireball in a narrow hallway, it only fills the limits of the space that is described in the book. But if I look at you and say it's fire, and it doesn't give a fuck, and it will spread out along the terminus of the enclosed area to its maximum, because that's what fire does in reality, they would look at me and say, but it's a game about wizards, who cares? Which is why they can get fucked. They can get fucked with a rusty cheese grater. They can get fucked with a rusty cheese grater covered in hot sauce. Ghost pepper hot sauce, if we can find it, by a bunch of rancid monkeys.
So Rune,
actually, we're gonna cede to the local Carolina Reaper.
Excellent. I don't care what they get raped by, as long as they get vigorously abused by something inanimate and less loving than a fist.
So let's also talk about the classic 1st and 2nd edition spell strategy of the spell Grease. Now we're going to use Ayrton. Who doesn't understand
what does casting John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John on people have to do?
So Ayrton, the Grease spell, it produces grease, right? That seems simple enough to you, right?
I mean,
he doesn't fucking know. He thinks it produces Olivia Newton-John like I do.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Greek people. They're kind of annoying. Can we do a different spell?
Not Greeks.
Grease. Like the stuff in your car.
Well, you put oil in a car, Larry.
Right. But
oil on bearings.
I would also have to own a car for that to be applicable.
Right. But you understand, grease. It's an oily substance that is flammable. And Rune, what was the standard go-to trick with the grease spell if you were a level 1 spellcaster?
You cast grease, you light it on fire. Now it's a fire problem.
I don't remember if it was 3rd edition or 3.5. The rules designers decided that they didn't like players doing that.
Yeah, well, they're wrong, and they can eat a fucking dick. They can eat more dicks than they usually eat.
And that is a lot.
That is indeed a lot of dicks.
Seattle is known for that sort of thing.
So did they just make it so grease isn't flammable anymore?
For some reason, you can't set that on fire.
It's not grease, guys. It's magical grease.
So, for a game that was, started and propagated by a bunch of nerds, these nerds really don't know how things work.
No. See, there's a key difference. It's become the hot button issue recently, and it's retarded because it's back and forth stupid. But the original D&D back in the day was indeed derived from war games, and in war games, using the terrain and tactics in interesting fashions is fun. So casting grease and then lighting it on fire, that's a perfectly doable tactic in a war game. But they decided that D&D was not a war game. They decided
technically
that
it violates
D&D was a miniatures combat game, like a
So do
skirmish
shotguns.
game. And then they said, hey, you know what? What if we took out all of the war gaminess and made it a story game? Now, I do not believe that story game and war game or story game and role-playing game are innately oppositional. But I do believe if you choke on dicks, you make bad decisions.
So I got another good one for you. I have discovered that Tom King may have plagiarized his Batman run. If you could pull this up for me, Ayrton.
As long as this one doesn't crash my web browser like the last fucking link I had up.
I
And it-
mean,
And it got
Well, if you close some of those porn tabs, you might be okay.
yeah, but then how
Yeah,
am I
but he
going to
needs
find those
that
videos
porn
again?
just to function.
You bookmark them. You bookmark
And-
the porn for later.
And you guys, there was one letter left in the stack before you guys brought me back into the show.
Yeah, I saw
Mhm.
that. Thank God.
so this is Ratman by Mobius, and the title is Bat B asterisk T M asterisk N Against Depression, a parody. So we got Ratman, which is distinct from Batman. He goes in, finds a criminal who calls him Beatman, and the criminal decides to defeat Beatman, Ratman, Batman, by dressing up as his mommy, and then whipping him for being a bad boy.
That's how I'd do it.
And Batman
And it's kind of funny.
and Batman appears to be defeated, but then he uses the power of therapy to realize that actually his mom, doesn't hate his ears, and then he's able to defeat the criminal who cross-dressed as his mother. So in 1994, this comic was issued. And I want to ask the question: did Tom King steal his idea from Mobius?
I mean, it kind of sounds like Batman v Superman stole their ideas from this comic.
I mean, yes, because this is also up Zack Snyder's alley.
Cross-dressing or mommy issues?
Mommy
Both.
issues.
Oh, okay.
What do you think about this this piece of classic comics art that we presented for the people?
I mean, is it plagiarism or is it inspiration? I think that's the argument that most people are gonna end up having over this.
Well, I mean, Tom King did something less interesting, so it's clearly not inspiration.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, not all forms of inspiration are home runs.
But I mean, all forms of inspiration at least grow, as opposed to becoming retarded.
Well, that's not true at all.
Okay, can you give me an example?
Yes, The Boys, the comic book.
Well,
I mean, that's fair, Church. I'll certainly accept the argument that The Boys is retarded.
here's the question. Here's the question.
It
Are
beat
we
you by your own logic there, Larry.
Are we talking about good properties becoming retarded? Or are we talking about if you start with garbage, it continues to be garbage and never becomes art?
No, you can turn garbage into art.
Okay, because I would postulate the boys started retarded, and the boys getting more retarded doesn't change the retardation.
But no, I mean, I'm just saying that if you're going to call it blatant plagiarism, then I mean you have to call parody plagiarism.
I
Because
mean,
parody's just stealing an idea and making it kind of funny, right? Or not even necessarily kind of funny. It doesn't have to be funny to be considered parody. So,
but
can
Tom
you-
King took
and-
something that was
in that-
parody and made it mainstream Batman.
Well, I'm saying though, in that vein, can you plagiarize plagiarism?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I have to follow this logic to its terminus and ask: does that mean that Keanu Reeves plagiarized himself?
I mean, yeah, I saw the new Matrix movie.
I was referring to his Berserker comic.
That Berserker comic missed the boat on what they should have done.
Well, yeah, because Don Chin did it right.
Mhm. Mhm.
An actual artist in the realm of fuckery.
So, Arun, what do you have for the show today?
I have an interesting conversation, I think. But before I get to that, I'm gonna scroll back, see if I dropped anything else. Oh yes. Do you want to talk about how they're killing Green Lantern?
Yes.
Oh, actually, I forgot about something. They're bringing gay hobo Captain America back.
Well, first off, let's
God.
deal with this Green Lantern
So,
business.
so they're not actually killing Green Lantern, but let me throw this into our thing and have somebody bring it up if they can. Behold this character origin. You can also see another picture of this character that is just so bad.
Well, no, they've actually promoted Teen Lantern to Green Lantern.
Right, but actually read what is being said in this comic panel.
Oh yeah, no,
You can
that's.
bring it up for the people.
Give me a moment.
I got it ready to go, Larry.
You got it.
Because harder,
Daddy.
I hate you for that.
I was gonna say every so often we're professionals, and then Ayrton stepped in to correct me.
See, before you could even say it, I didn't want to, I didn't want you to be a liar or anything.
Oh, is that it? You're
Yeah.
helping me out.
Yeah, just looking out for you, bud. What the fuck am I looking at, though? Larry, will you get this up on the screen already so we can read it?
All right.
Okay.
If you're gonna ask him to pull something up, you got to be ready to pull it up.
I mean, I gave it.
Church, you're the closest person here to a black
So-
person. I feel like you need to read this.
So
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I'm.
Oh no,
Kelly-
I got it. So yeah, I'm Kelly Quilella. Call me the Teen Lantern. You're 9. You're a 9-year-old Green Lantern. I'm an 11-year-old Lantern, or who hacked into the Green Lantern power battery from my mom's place. Oh, so it's fucking it's Ironheart in the Green Lanterns. Very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
You remember the last time they merged the Green Lantern Corps and Iron Man? It was an amalgam, and it was actually pretty good.
Right, but this isn't a merger. This is just taking a shitty idea and importing it into Green Lantern.
How do you hack into the Green Lantern power battery from Earth?
I mean,
you
she
be
did.
Parallax.
Okay, outside of being Parallax, how do you hack into something on a different fucking planet? That's not even. It's not electronic. Even like it's not a computer.
This is a better version of what they're trying to do right here.
Well, yeah. Anything from Amalgam is a better version of whatever is going on at all times.
So, what about this Captain America then?
Well,
All
right.
hold on. Rune, do you have any more context to this?
No, this is standalone. This is a thing that is being pushed currently. Is 9-year-old Green Lantern who hacked the Green Lantern because they clearly were not worthy. And I just knew that this would outrage my fellow droogs who are serious DC boys.
I honestly could care less at this point.
Teen
I don't
Lantern's
get
been out.
outraged anymore.
Teen Lantern's actually several years old now.
I did not know.
She's now an actual teen.
Okay, how about this? How about the fact that they're having Spider-Man make a deal with Mephisto again?
Well, hold up. I want to get to gay hobo Captain America being back.
Absolutely. Let's talk about gay hobo Captain America.
So they're
Pride,
having.
Pride Month is over. They're supposed to be back in the closet now.
It's
No,
now
no,
White
no.
History Month.
Well, no. You see,
Packed up
Avengers
Skittles
Academy,
Squad.
Marvel's Voices, Infinity Comic 2024 #1. It's a 6-issue limited series featuring an all-queer Young Avengers team, led by gay hobo Captain America. Also, we have
Who's this
gay.
dude down in the corner supposed to be with the pumpkin?
That's the Red Goblin.
No,
No,
I reject your premise.
Well, I mean that's the character. It's Red Goblin.
You know, that was an idea I had when I was 12, and I thought it was really novel. I'm glad to see that I've lived long enough for someone else to have the idea and ruin it.
they should call him Anal Fisher because his mask looks like a fucking butt plug.
Very good.
They also have gay
They can't
Asian.
unsee it now.
Yeah. No, they also have gay Asian Juggernaut. They also have Blade's daughter, who's also gay.
Wait, is the dinosaur supposed to be gay?
No, the little kid on the dinosaur is gay.
But then why is the dinosaur here then? If they're all supposed to be gay.
Well, it's because the gay person's controlling the dinosaur.
That's slavery.
Right, but you see, she's the smartest character in the Marvel Universe.
No, she's not.
No, she is now.
Well,
She is now.
As a side rant, I just want to say that I have always thought that this slap fight in the Marveldom for who is the smartest, is it Tony, is it Reed, is it Pym, is it the flavor of the week Moon Girl, is retarded. I don't need to know who the smartest super dick in the world is. I want my super scientists to actually be super scientists. How about that? Because there is nothing objectively important about being the
if you don't think that this Black Queen is the smartest thing you've ever encountered, then you're a bigot.
I don't think a small child with a dinosaur is sufficiently adult enough to identify as a Black Queen.
I mean, hold up, Rune. Are you just saying that because she's autistic?
No, I'm saying that because she's an abortion, and they should have failed in the inkwell.
I mean, they should have just stuck with the monkey who was originally writing the dinosaur.
You mean Moon Boy? Yeah, no. I mean, to be fair, Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur was always retarded.
Are you guys calling a black boy a monkey?
No, he was an actual monkey.
But to restate, Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur was always retarded, but it used to at least be kind of classic retarded, where you could go, oh yeah, that was for a simpler, stupider age.
Why did they call him Moon Boy?
Because he was from the moon.
So when he grows up,
he's not a boy.
So when he grows up, he'd be Moon Man then.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it all comes full circle. Racism finds a way.
I mean, look, if Marvel wanted to actually make me read a book, all they would have to say is, hey, we're doing Weird War Tales, and I'd be like, holy shit, we're back.
But what they just said is, you know what? Everybody kind of liked the Avengers Academy idea. We used that for a Spider-Man cartoon show as a plot point.
Oh, God, I want to cut my eyes out.
So what
I
if
made a
we
horrible mistake. I read the description of this book.
Why don't you read what made you angry, Rune?
So they're listing off the characters, quote unquote fan favorite. Yeah, who? So we got Moon Girl, we got Devil Dinosaur, we got Red Goblin, Bloodline, Daughter of Blade. Really?
Yes.
Blade? You mean the character that is principal in the stupid, terrible fucking event that is currently ongoing?
Well, hold up.
Hunt?
Hold up. Blade's not there. They've just possessed his body. It's Varney.
I don't give a shit what argument they want to make. It's a fucking vampire event. DC just had a vampire event. They're both shit. They both hinge on we put out the sun. Blah.
Also,
Yeah, good for them.
Shouldn't they do the vampire event in October?
You'd think they would, but no, because the House of Ideas has no fucking ideas anymore. And see, the last time I heard about a vampire descendant sidekick character, it wasn't Bloodline, which is a fucking retarded name, right? I honestly want to know: did Blade name her that? Because Blade has a real name, like a human name. right?
Well, look,
Did
you
he
need a
name
cool
his daughter
name.
Bloodline because he's a fucking narcissist? Really? In his Cosby sweater? But
Yeah, his real name is Wesley Snipes.
no, he actually has
It's
a
Eric
different name.
Cross.
Thank you. But more pertinently, the last time I heard about a Vampire Legacy character, it was one for Morbius, who not only will never be seen, but the one time they did show up in somebody else's book, it was as a walk-on joke because his book got canceled because no one wanted the New Warriors.
Oh, okay.
No one fucking wants this.
Admittedly, Kid Morbius character was the character who I thought could have actually worked.
Kid Morbius had legs. It could have gone somewhere if he wasn't attached to a terrible book.
I mean, I would hope Kid Morbius had legs. Otherwise, he would just be Kid Bob. You threw him in the ocean.
Kid Nugget.
But speaking of kid sidekick characters, Spider-Boy died.
Yep.
And
that is the link I was about to send here.
And a mysterious figure in a red suit's making a deal with Peter to save Spider-Boy. And it's a new Spider-Man event designed to launch a new creative team called the Deaths of Spider-Man.
The Deaths, plural?
Plural.
Well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, I mean, they got the Spider-Verse. So, like, we got the Spider-Verse, Ayrton. We can kill, like, all sorts of Spider-Men. We can kill Spider-Man for days.
Yeah, the death of Spider-Man no longer has meaning because Spider-Man does not die. Spider-Man is the Alpha and the Omega.
The globalists don't want you to know this, but there are thousands of Spider-Men. You can just go kill them.
Well,
I've killed 417 Spider-Man.
I mean,
in my
except
house
of
so
course
far.
for the fact that they had Spider Island where everyone was Spider-Man, and then they had that stupid storyline with Morlun who was going dimension to dimension killing Spider-Man. So really, there's no actual question to how many Spider-Men are around. It's just the mutant massacre for Spider-Man.
But it's across the multiverse, Rune. That makes it better.
Fuck the multiverse. I am tired. Not of the concept of multiverses, but multiverse is the go-to excuse for your shit writing. It's okay. It's a multiverse. Yeah, D&D is not a multiverse. The Marvel multiverse was never supposed to be what this fucking is. And the DC multiverse was always a joke.
Mm-hmm. So my response to this when I initially saw it was, who cares? Because Spider-Boy was shit.
I mean, my first thought is, how many times are they going to rewrite One More Day until somebody likes it?
I mean, that's what this actually is, and we all know it. This is One More Day 2 Electric Boogaloo, now with Spider-Boy. And it's still retarded, and it's still offensive.
Okay.
But you know, they camouflage their idiocy by saying, but we gave you Ultimate Spider-Man. You like Spider-Man with a beard being a dad bod, so we can't get completely fucked up. And it's like, no, you're a
No,
you could have.
No. Well, no, that's not why they have Ultimate Spider-Man. They have it to sell Hickman's bizarre vision of the Ultimate Universe.
Right, and to disguise other stupidity.
Well, no, this is not the first time they've given us what we wanted in Spider-Man. They had Renew Your Vows as a mini series that nobody bought.
As a one-off.
No, it was a mini. They did it for like 4 issues.
Yeah, but they will never do it again.
Except they have with the Ultimate Spider-Man now.
What about this? There's also this new Spider-Man video that just came out. It's him saving people in Lagos during a flood.
The hero we need, but not the one we deserve.
So, do you got some good material, Church, or are we going to go to Ayrton and cooking videos?
No, man, I'm playing 7 Days to Die. I got nothing.
I mean,
Actually,
I've been enjoying my
well,
vacation.
I got one more thing actually. I had
Okay.
one more thing.
Well, I'm not sure if I have cooking videos. Hold on. I have a crackhead throwing competition.
A crackhead throwing competition?
Yes.
Church is back in this show now.
I have two angry Indian men yelling at each other. Oh, there's a cooking video. I've won.
All right. So what's your other beat for the show?
I mean, it takes us back in the direction of the D&D and D&D, which means church will be bored. But I want to address this this autist, and he is autistic because he calls himself Dice Autism, so clearly he's an autistic fuck. I want to address his stupid argument.
I'm getting it pulled up. Hold on.
He's responding to someone else called Jack Chronicler of the Northlands, who is working on an essay about how we need to remove politics from the gaming sphere. And he, in turn, wants to write an essay called How We Need More, quote, cozy core in our D&D games so we can make real D&D fans cry.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you sent this. What the fuck is he talking about?
Okay, so Jack is arguing that fantasy adventuring needs to focus on adventure and on struggle and conflict and overcoming conflict and strong themes of heroism.
Like fighting a Dinobot.
Sure. And then Dice and Autism, so this autist is saying, no, we need games that make you feel comfortable, cozy, warm, friendly. And I thought, it's like, you know what? I am interested in this. I am interested vaguely in the notion, is there actually any kind of people who just really want safe, non-threatening content in their hobbies? Are there people who wake up and go, you know what? I'd really like it if, like, Magic the Gathering was really simple and wasn't about, two people fighting to win, but was just like exchanging cards and liking each other. Is that a thing that actually exists, or is this person making shit up? And we could then look at the responses to this retardation.
Wait, before we go on, I'm confused though, because you can play your campaigns how you want. So just play your campaigns like super gay.
That's the thing. You need to take in the image.
Let me
picture here.
Hold up. That's not even the best part about that dwarf image.
Right. So the part of the dwarf image you cannot see is that this dwarf with the whatever the fuck those are, muffins, pasties, whatever, something, on a fucking pan with a cat, has a beard tattoo. Okay. And unseen off sides on the other part of this picture is another dwarf who is smiling at them while working, who also has a beard tattoo, because they in fact have each other's beards tattooed on their fucking arms. They are super gay dwarves.
Church, I'm getting a picture of your beard tattooed on my ass.
Good. Good. I would encourage that.
But
I will not fund it, but I'll encourage it.
But here's the thing. The basic thesis is not whether or not characters can be happy. Because I would posit that, just like anyone else, your adventurers can have good days and bad days. But is the onus that if you believe that adventuring is a dangerous hobby where bad things happen and maybe people shouldn't do it, that you are a bad person. And that if you are arguing that maybe we should focus on heroes overcoming great struggle, that you are some kind of piece of shit. Because when a traditional fantasy person looks at, what if we took your fantasy and made it really gay, they say, could you not? And then get accused of being bigots. But I was more interested in the broader concept of, is there actually a area, is there an interest in having a D&D experience that's kind of like watching the adventures of Finn and Jake in Adventure Time?
I mean, you could do that with 5th edition D&D. It's not even hard.
But are there people that actually want to? I don't think there actually are.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
this is someone making up shit to cause trouble.
No. I have literally met like a dozen to 2 dozen people.
They honestly just want a happy, cozy, fun time.
Yes.
God, those
They
people
wanna-
must be boring.
They would go around, have an adventure, have a relationship with a woman who later ghosts them and becomes a lesbian for no reason.
Isn't that
And then-
just their life?
Aren't you
Yeah.
just describing Scott Pilgrim?
The author's barely disguised fetish.
Yeah, really.
It's because, they believe that this is how fantasy is supposed to work because that's what Adventure Time and Rick and Morty is told.
And none of them read, apparently.
Look, they're too busy being on TikTok to read.
They need to boost their testosterone by throwing crackheads. That's
I mean, are the crackheads awake? Are they like angry crackheads?
no, they're volunteer crackheads.
No, I'm like saying, like, do you take a bunch of crackheads, throw them in a bag, tell them that one of them has crack, get them fighting, and then pour them out and be like, throw, and just have them throw the
Sometimes Vern
raging
has good
crackheads.
ideas.
That's not a bad idea.
Just have them throw raging crackheads that are looking for crack.
Note to self: have bag of holding full of crackheads.
Oh.
They're gonna ban that next in D&D.
Crackheads or
bags of holding full of them.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Now with our first annual Crackhead Summit competition. All right, so here we go.
I mean, I don't think that's right.
That was not 12 feet. It's more like a carry and a drop.
Wait for this guy though.
Yes, he fucking launched them like a javelin. That's an actual throw. I don't think that was 23 feet though.
And here's our winner of the first annual crackhead throwing competition.
No, I think we're winners here. I think we won.
We did because we watched it. What was the Indian men yelling at each other?
Oh, let me go back to this. You got to add it to the screen, Larry.
Yeah, give me a second.
Fuck you! Bloody fuck you, bloody! Fucking mother, bloody fuck bitch! Bloody fuck you fucking bloody bastard! Benchwood, bloody! You blunder!
No, but why?
Bloody no!
Why?
Bloody fucking
accident, then what?
Stop speaking English. You clearly don't know how.
bloody
Oh,
bastard!
I was gonna get to that.
Fucking running like lady, eh? Bloody! What the fuck, man? Fucking now shout at me, innit? Why are you shouting at me?
Because I am going to the work. If you don't do, you do the other places.
Why are you shouting?
Because of this, you are doing. I don't know. You are doing like this. I think you are going to accident.
No, shouting at me no good, man. Me no shout at you.
But the thing is that, what you think if you do like this one, you are going at work and somebody else.
But that like one, if you running like that one, you gonna fucking fall, innit? But hurting yourself.
But yeah, because of this, I saved myself.
That one, very icy road, man. Okay, have a nice day. Bye bye.
So yes, Rune, that's the crux of this. These two men are shouting at each other in broken English instead of just their shared native language.
Well, I mean, they actually live in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
And not only that, but Indians have more than one native language, so they may be from different parts of India.
Yeah, but there is like a common language that they use for like business and stuff across like sectional lines, like language barriers in India. They do use one central language. The separate ones are more like if you're just in those particular regions. But still.
Now, hold up. I have come up with some crackheads who shouldn't get thrown, Aaron. I'm putting the sign there.
Feel like I've seen this video.
I mean, I'd love to see it, but it's not been put up.
I'm getting there.
Oop, here we go.
So you can get that motherfucker to work?
I mean, no, it's fucking cracked, man.
Hold up.
The fuck?
So
What fucking magic fucking voodoo did that man do?
He's got the crackhead touch. Listen, Ern, when you get stuff from the trash, you got to figure out how to make it go work. Crackheads are resourceful. All right. They never wake up and go like, damn, I don't have enough money for crack. No, they figure it out.
So what you're saying is that every crackhead is always having breakfast that morning because the breakfast is crack.
Exactly. It's ABC. Always be getting crack.
Always be cracking would be the
That would have been better.
So what you're saying is that if they can't get crack, they are in fact crack-a-lackin'.
I hate all of you.
So let's see what sort of cooking content we have here.
It's called watermelon popcorn.
I already hate it.
As do I. Fantastic. Good job, Aaron. You've outdone yourself.
I don't think
I
that's
like watermelon.
I don't think that's good for your popcorn maker.
That's a pot.
Well, it's just pan.
I have a popcorn machine. That is not what that is, Larry.
I also have
the big bucks these days. I have a 4-slice toaster.
Oh
as well.
yeah, we haven't watched the Fat Chick in a while.
I just remembered this one.
She's getting progressively fatter every time we see her.
Well, yeah,
no
no,
shit
that's
with what she eats.
well, I mean, that's her YouTube brand. Is she's consuming a lot of calories.
There's either that or this chick making her daily water that I think Church would enjoy.
Oh yeah, do
Well,
that first and then come back to this.
Okay.
I mean,
it
you're
is
just
a
waiting
shorter
for the
video.
day that Stuffy Bunny turns into a health fitness channel and she starts trying to lose the weight to an
No, I'm
entirely
wait-
different set of fans.
No, I'm waiting for the day she just like keels over live on camera.
I mean,
That'll be the day she tries to do fitness content and has a heart attack.
All right, so Church, I feel like this is your daily water recipe.
Okay, yeah.
My water
Crack
with
in the...
some ice. A little bit of
Okay.
salt. Today I'm going to the beach, so I want
Okay, yeah.
some very flavored gin.
Okay.
A little bit of grenadine syrup and some blue curacao. Passion fruit syrup. Top it off a summerful sparkling sake. Let's go. One more. Some glitter. Let's mix it. I'm obsessed with this color.
And that's her water for the day.
Yes, that's fantastic. I would. Yeah, I'm with it. Not enough whiskey for my liking, but well, we all make concessions.
Yeah. Anyways.
Apologies about this. I actually lost a button in another video and I've not got it done yet. So I'm going to do another one of these. I did it last year, but apparently I got it wrong. So what happens is I had the Mentos first. Mentos going into my
Hold up. Can you rewind that picture of her before doing this challenge? So we can see the before and after. That's what she looked like
a year ago.
Before. A year ago.
1 year.
So what happens is I had the Mentos.
Oh, that is all kinds of unfortunate.
First, Mentos going into my stomach.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't do anything at all. What I've decided to do instead is I'm going to have the cola first. So my tummy's not full of other stuff. Oh yeah, you can see it there. Whoa. That's what's going to happen inside me if I have Coca-Cola first and the Mentos after. Thank you for watching that science experiment.
I don't think I've seen a Rick and Morty poster in the background of her videos, but that for some reason just makes sense to me.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Well, not yet. You haven't watched her do this to herself.
Again, blame Einbrecht for this. He's the one that showed this chick to me.
I blame you. It's you that I blame for this.
Have you had any luck in that drunk redhead to show up on the show?
Not yet.
She's not coming on the show, guys.
We're going to speed this up a little bit.
I mean, I think we could get her on the show.
You have a better chance of getting her in his bed.
Well,
why do you?
She's Dark Gifts.
Oh
future
God,
ex-wife.
Look. If we're gonna talk about this, I have a question. I think we are more likely to get this woman on the show.
Oh God, no.
I mean, I could try.
I didn't say I'd
How would
advise
that
you
work?
to take it.
How would that
I'm
work? Ayrton in the DM, like, Fatty, come on the show.
No, I'll be like, hey, me and my friends, we watch your content every week when we stream. We love it. We want to talk to you.
Oh, no, why it keeps coming out like that. Oh, I've not had any Mentos yet. I need to get better at stage checking.
I mean, watching her on higher speed makes me think she's having chest pains.
I mean, she probably is.
What do you mean? She is absolutely having chest pain.
Okay.
This is not good for you.
Okay. That is me right now.
Skip forward a little bit. I want to see her eat the Mentos.
The thought of
Tonight on the Gospel of Comics, Ayrton's barely concealed fetish.
I mean, I can't imagine drinking that much of Coke. The thought of drinking that much Coke makes me sick.
I can't imagine doing that much Coke.
Ricada can.
Mm.
Oh. Jeez, I've got a double chin.
No shit.
Thank you for pointing that out to us. We didn't notice.
You don't really notice, but I can now.
She's this bitch says she's never noticed she has a double chin.
Have you considered that perhaps you've made some bad life choices?
Jeez, I've got a double chin. You don't really notice, but I can now.
This is Carl Benjamin's child, isn't it?
It is. Well, it's his wife's child.
In case. I'll have it in the background. Yeah, I think you see why. Okay, let's keep going.
Oh my god, get to the Mentos.
I mean, you know, big girls gotta tease it out because they don't got the endurance.
I mean, that's the entire reason she's wearing that shirt in such an unappealing fashion.
I can do this.
She does have an OnlyFans, Joe.
Yeah, you know what? I need my money.
So here's something for you, Aaron. What is the average OnlyFans account earnings?
Is it like $6 a month?
$121 a month.
Close enough.
And that's the median average.
So on one end of that, there's like $7 million. On the other end, there's like 4 cents.
Yeah.
This video should just be called The Quest for Guro.
Well, I mean, we already had Girl on earlier. She was saying, "Take me out to the ball game."
No, that's different.
These noises make me uncomfortable.
I'm just saying, if she was successful, she would explode and then she'd be dead.
No, she can only explode after having a wafer thin mint.
It's only wafer thin. You have to swallow it whole, bitch. It's the coating that creates the nucleation.
She's
zones
swallowing
of
the
it.
coating too. She's swallowing the coating.
Yeah, but if it's chewed up.
Chewing it up, you know, makes it more reactive. By the way, you notice she's showing Coca-Cola on here. That means they've endorsed this.
She must be backed by Sony.
Oh.
Ah.
Come on, eat more Mentos.
This is me.
I just want to point out, she's having more trouble drinking this Coke than she did drinking just cooking oil. If you guys remember.
Well, I mean, cooking oil goes down better, Eric.
Jesus.
I once watched a man drink a pint of olive oil.
Oh.
I one time drank a whole bottle of Tabasco for $100.
Ah, that's not bad.
I used to eat
I would-
dry dog treats for money.
I did that when I was 16. Somebody said, "You're telling me you'll drink this whole thing of Tabasco for $100?" And I said, "Yeah."
Oh, fuck! I'd do that at 16. I would
Hell
do it
yeah.
for like $20 at 16.
Well, there were multiple people who were all in on the $100.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
No,
the fuck
he's
are
left
talking
you.
about? I'll do that now.
Jesus has left you, girl. Jesus has left you behind.
You tell me, hey Joe, I will give you $100 to drink a bottle of Tabasco sauce on stream. I will take that bet.
The dog is saying, "When are you gonna die? I want to eat your body when you die."
I mean, I will have to prepare in advance. I will have to put together some things, but I will make that happen. Although I don't think $100 is quite good enough.
Apologies for living mess.
Not for the size of the Tabasco sauce I would use.
Up.
Uh-oh.
That sucked. Okay, I guess
Broke
I'll...
up into technology. Let me see here.
We're only missing the last. Oh, there we go. What do we got here?
Let me see here what I got.
Okay. A mating call?
So,
I mean, she is white, Church. She is, in fact, a white woman.
In the
So
words of
I
the late
gotta
Rusty
ask.
Cage.
I gotta ask, Larry, how much Tabasco sauce did you drink?
A whole bottle.
Yeah, but like, how big was the bottle?
It was a whole bottle on a table at Denny's.
Yeah, the standard bottle.
Ah, so you're talking the 5 fluid ounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 12 fluid ounce here, unopened,
Yeah.
and I would absolutely drink that shit for money.
Oh, I don't know if that's the boast you wanted to be, Ron.
Oh no, proper precautions prepared. I could totally do that. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You sure?
A lot of vinegar.
Yeah.
I'm an old man now. Like,
I have almost killed myself with vinegar before.
Oh fuck! I didn't show you guys the ice cream recipe, did I?
The one where they made the disgusting ice cream sandwich tray. Pull it up. Pull it up. We got time.
I was just going through my
Is
list
this the
here.
one in the car? Is this the ice cream in the car?
No, I did.
No.
I brought the ice cream in the car.
Oh, okay.
No,
That
this is
still
the-
haunts me.
It makes me.
All right, and the stage.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait. Oh, this is burger ice cream. Very good.
What?
I'm with it. I'm with it.
What? Oh, what?
You know what? You know what? As much as I hate this, I like this video because whoever put the serial killer soundtrack to it knew what they were doing.
What? Why would you? Why would you?
I don't think I've ever gotten this reaction out of you, Larry, from anything I've brought.
Why would you do this? Why would you do this to a burger? Oh, that's
What
not
is-
going to taste good.
I'm not even sure what kind of. That's like a gas station, like warming, like burger that's on the warming, like tray things.
Yeah. Oh,
That was
That
a
was
better reaction
awful.
than I was expecting.
oh. So,
I don't know why I show up to this thing every week. It just makes me feel bad about myself. And if this is how my week starts out, then it's going nowhere but down.
well, that's not true, Church. Some weeks
It is
it's really
It
good.
is true. No, it is. It's always going down
Oh.
with you people. And I do mean
Hey.
you people.
Hey,
That's not what I fucking said.
I bring good stuff. I talked about things that were good that you should watch on TV. Like you should watch, New Beverly Hills Cop. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was very good in it. Bronson
Yeah, no.
Pinchot plays his 2 jokes for the Beverly Hills Cops movies.
Fuck Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He can suck my ass.
Why don't you like Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
It's a deep-seated hatred that you don't need to know about.
Leaving a whole lot of questions. that don't need
I'm actually really concerned now, Church. Why do you hate him so much?
Because there was a time in the mid 2000s where you just couldn't get away from his dumb ass. He was in everything.
Does it have anything to do with this, Church? If Larry pulls it up.
There we go.
Send this to someone who's an autism. You are infected with being on the spectrum, and that is okay. Sometimes you do a weird thing. I don't care, and nobody should. Be proud of your infection. Embrace it. Wear fashions about it, like the ones I've designed. Please excuse my poor eye contact. I'm infected with autism. It's Autistic Girl Summer. Let's yell on the beach and also on the spectrum. Also comes in boy version and non-binary version. Please comment. I love my infection. And always remember, you are loved, even if you're infected with gay.
You know what? We're not gonna end any better than that. So I'm gonna call the stream now.